Hi everybody, this is Angie from Tourangie.com, and this is part of Route 19 in West Virginia. I'm going to attach my winter place video to this. Some of this has already been seen, but I wanted to point out something slightly in the video just up ahead before we get to winter place. And I thought, well, I'll just backtrack and add it to this video. So this is going to go Ghent, Cool Ridge, and almost up to Shady Springs. So we're going to be talking about some history and some things in this area. I even have a little bit of a ghost story too. But just up ahead on the right is a castle in the making. It's a house that they're redoing to make a castle. And you can see part of it. I'm going to point it out as we go by, but right beside it is a cute, right there. See it to the right? Did you see it? Just a little bit of it. You may want to go back and re-look at it. It was looks like a little bit of a castle sticking up right there. But anyway, right beside it, they have an Airbnb, and it's like a fairy tale storybook cottage. It's so cute. Reminds you of something from a story. The roof is uh, not quite right. The porch roof is slanted down. It just looks like an old cottage, but it is so cute. And it's an Airbnb for this area. So if you're going to Winter Place, which was just right back there, I had to piece back my video together. It's a great little cottage to stay at, and they have animals there too. There's cats, there's chickens, there's turkey. I think there was a bunny rabbit. They have a little pond slash lake in behind there, but it's a castle in the making. You won't be staying at the castle part. That is their house. Right beside it is the little Storybook cottage where you would be staying. It holds two people. It's just a cute little cottage. So I thought, well, let me go on and mention that because I'm driving right by it. And if you're staying at Winter Place or in this area, hey, that's a great place to stay the night. It's so cute. But anyway, we're at Gent. Right here's the exit that would take you back to 77 instead of just riding Route 19 like I do. Um, so we're going to continue on. We're going to end up in Cool Ridge and almost to Shady Springs, I believe. So I had talked about the artificial lake being built up here, just briefly mentioned it, and I'll mention it again. It's called Flat Top Lake, and there's a large housing community built around the lake. There for the longest time, it was really in debt. I think only 180 lots were sold to members, and everybody ended up having to buy extra lots to save the association, but it's thriving and fine now. And the dam was upgraded in 2017 for safety reasons. Now, just up ahead on the right is the entrance to the Flat Top Lake area and the community right here. But on the right is a memorial, and that was where the little general store exploded. Now here is a quick little picture of the memorial that's posted there. As you can see, there's four people. There's four plaques there that for four people that have died. And I'm going to talk about it next for the next little bit. So this happened in 2007, and it was a propane disaster. A little general convenience store. Basically, the propane tank started to leak. The person that was working on it was not 100% fully trained. He wasn't fully trained. The person who was fully trained that should have been with him was not there at that moment, but ended up returning back to the scene right when the thing exploded. But four people ended up dying, six were injured. Um, there were two propane technicians and two first responders killed. There was a lot of controversy going on because the Chemical Safety Board investigated the incident and said there was an OSHA violation due to the propane tank was uh, placed butt up right against the side of the building or the back of the building, which is not OSHA standards. That needs to be, I think it was at least 10 feet away, and people in the area had not been evacuated because of the risk of explosion. The EMTs treating the propane technician for chemically induced frostbite were just right beside the tank when it exploded. There was a lot of controversy there because 911 operators did not have proper training. Hazmat training had not happened correctly for the EMTs and police officers in the area, firefighters too. And even the new kid that was working on it, he was not 100%, and he had removed the cap on the propane tank when he maybe shouldn't have. But there was still a leak, and it's not determined how it exactly started the flames. But with the convenience store, the Little General, there was pizza ovens inside and different electrical equipment, so it could have been anything. And the propane gas was entering the building because it was right against the back of the building. So it was going up into the eaves and entering the building. So there was a memorial back there, and I put up a picture. It was an old picture that I had of it in this video as we're continuing down the road through Coolridge. But I wanted to go on and mention that to you because that was a major thing that happened in Ghent. It was 2007, a horrible tragedy. Anyway, now we're in Coolridge. And one of the things that I want to talk about with Coolridge is just after this hill, I believe. There is a ghost story on this hill. I believe this is the hill. Let me make sure I know what I'm talking about. Nope, it's not. But we're going to talk about the ghost story anyway, because we'll come up on the hill eventually and I'll point it out to you. So there's two things. First off, at one point in time, there was a car wreck, and it was all due to a deer. And the deer basically went through the windshield and with its antlers stabbed the driver and killing her. And that is the first part of the ghost story because now she is said to haunt that part of the road and to not drive it through the night. I've heard different little versions of it that she could be spotted when you're driving. It's a bad sign or whatever. Now, personally, I lived up here for about a year and a half and never had an issue with it. I really don't even see any record of this ghost story being around anywhere, but I heard it when I lived up here. So I could see the hill could have some reputation of being of a noticeable thing on here on this route, on Route 19, up and down a hill. So I could see maybe the deer thing did happen, but the ghost part of the story, nope, I do not believe it. I cannot confirm it, but possibly there was a wreck that involved a deer that killed somebody on this road up here. There are deer everywhere through here. So before we get to that hill that I point out, I want to talk to you about Coolridge because technically we're in Coolridge, West Virginia, and it's an unincorporated little town. But there is somebody who is famous that has spent time in Coolridge and in Beaver. She was actually born in Hopewell, West Virginia, and that is Cynthia Rylant. She has written books, children's books, picture books, all kinds of stuff. She is famous for some of her works. Oh, right here. This is the top of that hill I was talking about with the deer and the ghost story. So, who knows? If you drive it at night, you might see the ghost. Maybe. But anyway, back to Cynthia Rylant. One of her books, one of her first books, was the um, book of When I Was Young in the Mountains. But there's several books. Every Living Thing. It was a collection of stories. Miss Maggie, Waiting to Waltz, which was a child's book, a children's book. But Soda Jerk, Appalachia, The Voices, Sleeping Birds, Missing May. I Had Seen Castles. She has done tons of books. She lives in Oregon now, and actually, at one point was dating the person who wrote Captain Underpants. So I thought that was pretty interesting. She's still living. In fact, she is living in Portland, Oregon. So, but she has spent time here in this area. So I figured I would go on and mention that. And we're about to the end of this video. We're almost at Shady Springs. I'm going to be stopping the video here soon. In fact, I guess we are in Shady Springs. The school is over here on the left. You can barely see some of it right there. But I'm going to be stopping the video now. Next section of the video, we'll talk about Shady Springs, Daniels, and Beaver, because we'll go through all three little places in the next video. So this is Angie from Tourangie.com. Come to my website, read my blogs, make appointments so I can help you plan for your next travel adventure. Talk to you later.